This video will answer what earnest money is and how it is used in a real estate transaction. The questions raised in this video are of special concern to real estate purchasers. Consequently, they are posed from the standpoint of the purchaser. Since payments made before closing are not treated the same in all transactions, it is important to understand the purpose of earnest money and how it will be handled during the transaction. This is usually spelled out in the NCAR/NCBA Offer to Purchase and Contract, Standard Form 2T, or Sales Contract. Therefore, you should always carefully read the NCAR/NCBA Offer to Purchase and Contract, Standard Form 2T, or Sales Contract before signing or paying any money, and consult your own attorney if you do not understand the purposes and disposition of any payment or any other terms in the purchase contract or offer. So what exactly is earnest money? Earnest money is money you give to the seller or the seller's agent to show your good faith when making an offer to purchase the seller's property. Is earnest money the same as a due diligence fee? No. The due diligence fee is a separate, non-refundable fee a buyer may pay for a negotiated period of time, the due diligence period, during which the buyer may perform inspections, obtain loan approval, schedule a property survey or appraisal, review restrictive covenants, and determine whether or not to proceed with the purchase. The due diligence fee is paid directly to the seller under the NCAR/NCBA Offer to Purchase and Contract, Standard Form 2T. Before the end of the due diligence period, the buyer has the right to terminate the contract for any reason or no reason at all, while the seller remains bound by the terms of the contract. Buyers typically want to negotiate the lowest due diligence fee for the longest due diligence period, while sellers want to negotiate the highest fee for the shortest period. Regardless, just like the earnest money deposit, no due diligence fee is required by law. If a buyer wants the seller to make repairs, the buyer should have the parties enter into a signed, written agreement before the expiration of the due diligence period to have the specific repairs completed. While the due diligence fee is non-refundable, except in limited situations, the due diligence fee is typically credited to the buyer at closing. For more information about due diligence, please refer to the Commission's resource. Due diligence for residential buyers. Do I have to pay an earnest money deposit to have a valid contract? No law requires it. Sellers typically do require some form of deposit in residential transactions. If you agree to pay earnest money but do not make the required payment, or your earnest money check bounces, you will probably be considered in breach of the contract. How much earnest money should I pay? The amount is negotiated between you and the seller. It is typically a small percentage of the purchase price and can vary depending upon local market conditions, the price of the property, the type of property, for example, vacant land, existing housing, or new construction, whether cash advances to a builder or seller are involved, and other factors. What happens to the earnest money before closing? The purchase contract governs where earnest money will go. It should also specify the amount to be paid, when the payments are to be made, whether the money will be held in a trust or escrow account, who will hold it, whether it will be credited against the purchase price at closing, and what may happen to it if the transaction does not close. Will my earnest money earn interest between contract and closing? Probably not. Most earnest money is held by attorneys. Real estate brokers may hold earnest money deposits, but in order for the money to earn interest, the buyer and seller must agree, and they also must determine who will earn the interest. Such an agreement should be included in the purchase contract and may require the assistance of an attorney to prepare.